Hello everybody, it's John the Computer Scientist here, and I'm going to show you my first actual I'm proud of this program. So I said in my last video that I was going to code again, show you guys some of the things that I've actually been working on, and I made a savings calculator again, but don't get mad at me. You know, I know I'm making the same project over and over again, but it's in different languages, and every time I do it, I'm adding more to it. Like last time I made a GUI with it, but it was in Java. This time I created a GUI with it, but I used HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I did a little bit of Flexbox. So let's look into it. All right, so right here in VS Code, as you can see, I have HTML, JavaScript, CSS. I'm going to hop into the HTML first. Exclamation point tab gives you all this stuff right here, and plus the head body tags, and you know how that stuff works, but you have to manually add the CSS and everything. I have my title as savings. I went over all that already. So this is the part that I really learned. Right now, I understood divs at first, but now I understand them even more. Like they're more important now. At first it was more so like, oh, okay, I need a div in order to manipulate the DOM in JavaScript. Yeah, you do, but also it's very useful for CSS. These are probably very obvious statements, and I'm learning here. I'm still kind of going through everything. Now you might see like divs inside of other divs and more divs, just divs everywhere. I was really practicing divs, and some of them worked, some of them didn't, and the ones that didn't really affect the program, they stayed. So I'm gonna have to go through this and clean it up before I put it on GitHub. So as you can see here, I have, this is like a big savings title at the top. It's the title of my program, savings, because it's going to tell you how much money you saved. And then this div here is the first block that tells you, or asks you for information, and then there's a text box to which you will input that information, and then it'll turn that information into a variable and do math with those variables and give you your output. And I did that 3 times and just renamed them. So that's really just what those are. So you don't have to go too in depth with that. But right here is a button where you can click it, make it do something. In this case, it'll calculate how much money you have saved and after however many times you have been saving. And then I added my JavaScript. I feel like that was a very quick explanation of the HTML, way faster than I have before. Let's keep going. CSS is next. I changed my mind. I'm going to the JavaScript. So I have saved a variable equaling document.querySelector money. So let's go back to HTML. Let's see what money is. I see money right here. Money is submit. So this is the button. So what I did with this, I'm just gonna go over every variable one by one because why not? So what I did with this was, whenever saved has, well, I added an event listener to that. So whenever you click saved, this function will run. Now I have initial amount, total, duration, and monthly. Now that I'm looking at it, honestly, I could have just did this so much easier. Now you can see all of my code without me having to scroll. This is all 15 lines of code, not even 15, 14. Like I was saying, I have initial amount, total, duration, and monthly. Initial amount is the amount of money that you have saved already. The total is the total. That's after everything. Duration is the amount of months that you will be saving, and monthly is how much you're saving every single month. So after you click the submit button, it runs my function. Now this is where all my variables actually get initialized to a value, and the value is whatever you put inside of the text boxes, and then it'll give you your amount after all of that. Before, I had everything just equaling what you put in there, so it saved it as a string, and I wasn't understanding why. And every time I would run the code, it would just be like, okay, so 7, 8, 9. It would add all that up, and I was like, why is it doing that? Why is it not giving me an actual input? Parse int fixed that. So once I did parse int, it actually turned that string into an integer, which is exactly what I needed, because that was kind of annoying me. So if you're learning JavaScript or you don't know JavaScript yet, if you type a number in and you don't parse it, parse int, parse int, I don't know how you guys would like me to say it, it's gonna save it as a string, and you're gonna be blown. You're gonna be like, wow, why is it doing that? But I mean, I should have known this from Java, but it didn't click. And after all those are initialized, total is going to equal monthly times duration, and then at the end of that, it's just going to add on the initial amount, so you can have the actual accurate amount of the amount of money that you've been saving. Oh, I don't think I went over this right here. So in HTML, total is blank. As you can see, there's nothing in here. I just have H1, just nothing there. So now, instead of it being nothing, I changed the text content. Oh my God, I just did something. I changed the text content to, you will have blank dollars after blank amount of months, you know? And now, before I show you the program, because I know you guys are like really excited to see it, you're like, oh my God, he used Flexbox. He centered it. Let's go. We got to see it. I doubt anybody's that excited. Let's hop into the CSS. So there's a lot here, and I'm just going to say that because I was playing around with this. I was having a lot of fun. As you can see, I made the background color black, and I have this font as the font, and you know, that's pretty gnar. I set the font size to extra large because you wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't. I don't know why I say dot. I don't have to, but here is money. Money is the button. I made the button look better. It didn't look cool at first, but all of this, I probably could have did this way better, but I forgot a lot of my CSS and I started relearning it. I'll find out. But then right here for the head is the title of my entire program, just sitting at the top of everything. So it's like savings, question 1, text box, question 2, text box, question 3, text box. And you put those in, and then out of nowhere, bam, comes the output just sitting on the screen. You guys will see it, but that's all this is really. It's just, you know, the padding, which makes the box bigger. And then I have the background color of the entire thing pink. I have the border set to aqua because, you know, pink and blue is an R. Set my margin to 20 pixels so it's not as close to the, you know, the top. Right here, you know, it's at the top. You add some margin, bam, it's not touching the top anymore. I hope that made sense. Yeah, so the height and the width make the box, you know, the shape it is. This is going to be kind of embarrassing. Please forgive me for everything. I'm sorry, you know, I rushed through Codecademy and I understood, but then I didn't. Things weren't working the way they were supposed to, and it's because of this little thing right here, display flex. Right, I tried to make a couple programs that had pictures on them, and I couldn't get the picture to the middle, and I was like, why is the picture not going to the middle? Looked up a video, probably had display flex there, and then justify content center. So I was like, justify content center, align item center, wasn't working. I was like, okay, why is it not working, you know? And then I gave up on it. I'm sorry, but better news. I went back to it one day and I was like, oh, maybe I was missing display flex, and it came to me after being discouraged. Anyway, now I can center pictures. So yeah, that's the thing. And I just kind of abused display flex center, but these are all the questions. Everything's just in the middle. That's really what that was. Really wanted to practice that. Now I understand it now. Thank God. And then I added padding to all of the text boxes so that it changes size. It was like really small and boxy, and then like I added some padding. You get what I'm trying to say. And then H3 color white. H3 is, I believe, all of the questions. So at first they were black and you couldn't see it because I changed the background to black, and now you can see that. Total color is now white. If I didn't put anything there, it would be black and you can't see anything. And then you have sub display flex center. This is just putting the button in the center. So with all that being said and all that explaining, let's go over the actual program itself. So as you can see here, it's a savings calculator. Savings is at the top, it's in the middle, it's everything that I explained. How much money do you have saved? Let's say you have $100,000 saved. I hope that is $100,000. That's 3 years, 3 after it. How much money are you saving every month? Let's say you're making like bag $320,000 a month. So you're saving like $15,000 a month, you know, off because you're bored. You're spending the rest on like cars and clothes and stuff. And then how long are you saving for? Let's just say 3 years. I know that that's 36 months. So you're going to have $640,000 after 36 months. I think this is a cool program. That's pretty much the same thing as all the other ones, except this time I added HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I'm actually very proud of this one. And I'm going to put this in my GitHub and put it on my resume because remember, I'm trying to build my resume so I can get an internship. Hopefully this shows you guys that I'm actually not just sitting around going to class and then watching TV when I get back home and doing absolutely nothing, because I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning so much, like every day. And I'm actually proud of my progress because when I look back at my older videos, I didn't know anything that I'm talking about now. So yeah, but with all that being said, thank you for watching my video. I really do appreciate all of it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My name is Jordan the CS. I still don't know if I'm gonna make an album, but the first song is done. I did make one song last month, so we'll see what happens there. Continue to follow me if you like music and want to see what I have to say. But if you don't, just follow me for the coding. I'm not going to promote my music a lot on this channel because it's not a music channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see all of you in my next video next week. Bye.
I'm insecure still, and she's starting to notice. She think my feelings are bogus, but really she is my bonus. I don't like how I wrote this because it's